Good afternoon, everyone. Are you guys can hear me?
Yes, sir.
We start in like 2 minutes. All right, I send this worksheet into the group. I hope you guys have been practicing. All right, I want you guys to write down the first simultaneous equation, which is 3x plus 2y equals 7. Then equation 2, 5x minus 2y equal 1. So we have 13 persons on right now. So what we're going to do, we're going to solve this simultaneous equation elimination method, and after solving the elimination method, we'll try to solve it substitution method. So take this down, number 1. You guys hearing me clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's check it. So we have 3x plus 2y equals 7. That's equation 1. Equation 2, we have 5x minus 2y equal 1. Good. So guys, tell me, what's the first thing we do? Elimination method.
So we gonna start off by labeling equation 1 and 2, and then we could use the coefficients. So we multiply the first coefficient by the second equation and the second coefficient by the first equation.
All right. Excellent. So we take the coefficient of x in equation 2. The coefficient here is the number in front of it. So we take this number 5 and we multiply it throughout equation 1, which is this equation. So this is the first step. So the reason for doing that is because we notice the two x terms, 3x and 5x, is not the same. So that's the reason for doing that. We got to make them the same. And now we're trying to make them the same. So we take the 5 and we multiply it through equation 1. So 5 multiplying equation 1. Good. We multiply it. And we take now the coefficient of equation 1, coefficient of x of equation 1 is 3, right? And we take that and we multiply it throughout equation 2.
Okay.
You guys multiply it and tell me what you get.
Okay. Are you going to get hello?
Yes, I'm listening.
So you're going to get 15x plus y is equal to 35.
So this here will give me 15, because remember 5 3s 15, so you give me 15x.
Yeah.
Then we have 5 times 2y, they will give me 10y. And then 5 sevens is 35. This is tripping. All right. Next one we have 3 times 5 is 15. So it can be 15x. Then we have 3 times negative 2y will give me negative 6y, right?
Y. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And 3 times 1 will give me 3. So this is the two equations that we will use, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is the first step, so make sure you get it. Take it down, and then we'll proceed from there. Give me like two minutes and I will be back.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
All right, everybody get this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. Remember, it's elimination method we're doing, right? So let's proceed. After here is at the top. That's the first thing you do when you notice the two x terms are different. Always remember this, right? So you have to there. Let me take out everything and start working. We have 15 x plus 10y equal 35, right? 3,
Yes, sir.
15x here. Good. So what's the next step?
Sir, we minus straight through.
Good. So we are trying to eliminate x, right, to find for y, right? So the only way x could disappear or this x term could become 0 is if we subtract it, right? So we subtract it, and what we do for one, we gotta do for all, right? And we subtracting downwards. So it's 15x subtract 15x, 10y minus a negative 6y and 35 minus 3. So we know this section, 15x minus 15x, that will give us 0. Anything subtracting itself will give us 0.
0.
Right? So this will give us 0. So we have 15x minus 15x equals 0. Right? So this will give you 0. Then the next section, what we get?
4.
The next section you're going to get 16. 16y.
Good, is 10y minus, where exactly where you see here, right? So it's 10y minus negative 6y. And that will give us what?
Minus, no, 16y. Positive 16. Y.
Good. So we have here this negative and this negative giving us positive, right? So it's 10y plus
Yes, sir.
6y will give us 16y. Also, you can put into your calculator 10 minus negative 6, and you'll see you get 16. So do that. Put 10 minus negative 6, you get positive 16. So there will be 16y. So this will be plus 60 is a positive, right? Then the last section here, which is this, right? 5 minus 3 will give us
Sir, I think someone just asked the question.
huh?
I think someone just asked the question.
Someone asked a question?
Because they said, yeah. Sir, I have a question. Prince Warno.
In the comment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, Prince Warno.
Sir, he said his mic is messed up. If you can talk to him in the chat.
Does it matter which equation we start with?
No, it doesn't matter. But you got to be consistent. Right?
Yes, sir.
Good. So we have here now 0 plus 6y equal 32. So we ignore the 0 because it ain't making no sense. We have no effect right now. So we say 16y equal 32. And we try to make y the subject. So in order to make y the subject, we need to carry over 16, and 16 is what doing. What 16 is doing? Multiplying. So when we take it over, it will divide. Right? We get 32 all upon 16. So therefore y is equal to 2. Everybody get this?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes.
So make sure you get this, take it down, and there's we find for y. So now we need to find for x. In order to find for x, we need to substitute the value for y into any one of the equations, right? So let's choose equation 1. Anyone can be used. Keep in mind that our answer for y is 2, right? So we can work it here, right over here. So we choose in equation 1. So we find it for x now. So we choose equation 1. You can choose any one of the equations, but I'm choosing equation 1. We substitute the value for y and make x its subject. Again, substitute the value for y, then make x its subject. So wherever we see y, we put 2 because now we know y is equal to 2. So wherever we see y, we replace that with 2. So this is why we replace this with 2. Right? Work this out. 10 multiplying 2, that will give us 20, right?
20. Yes, sir.
Good. Now we have 15x plus 20 equal 35. Now we try to make x a subject, right? So now we need to take over 20. 20 is adding on one side. When we go over it, will
Minus.
good. So 50 minus 20 will give us 35 minus 20 will give us 50, right?
Yes, sir.
Making x a subject, we take over 15 that is multiplying on one side and we will take it over to divide on the next side, right?
Divide. Yes, sir.
Therefore, our value for x is 1. How can we check to see if our answers are correct? So we have for our answer, x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2. So we could check to see if our answer is correct by substituting both answers in any one of the equation. And if we get the value on the right hand side, it means that we are correct. So here, for the first equation, we have 15x plus 10y equal 35. So now we substitute it. So 15 times 1, because in this case x is 1. 15 times 1 is 15 plus 10 times 2. All right, 10 times 2 will give us 20. So this 20 plus this 15 will give us 35. So that one is correct. Checking the next one now. 15 times 1. Checking this here. This is always check to see if your answer is correct. 15 times 1 is 15. Subtract 6 times 2 is 12, right? So it's 15 subtract 12 is equal to 3, correct? Everybody's clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now we're going to do the same one. What we're going to do,
Sir, excuse me.
yeah, listening.
Another question was asked in the comment section, in the chat section.
Let me check. I'm not quite clear with the question that is asking each other. For equation 2, for the 2 next to the 10, do we do that for all equations? If you're talking about this, the value you substitute,
Substitution you're talking about.
yeah, the value you substitute, it depends on the value you get for y. So we get y here, y equal to 2, right? So now we choose any one of these equations, and wherever we see y, we replace it with 2. And then we try to make x the subject, and that will give us the answer for x. All right? So we substitute first, and then we make x the subject.
Yes, sir.
Ensure that you get this. I'm going slow today because I want you guys to actually get simultaneous period. It was taught last week, but I still feel like we need to do more work in it, right? After this, we'll move on to quadratic, which will be next week. I really want you all to get this because at some point in time, I will combine quadratic equations. You will need to apply quadratic equations and simultaneous equations in order to solve some questions. Let's call it one linear and one quadratic. So you really need to know this, right?
Yes, sir.
I will start taking now. So that was elimination method. So if you didn't add up elimination, make sure you put elimination method. Now we're going to try and apply the substitution method. So write down the same equation, which is 3x plus to y equal 7. So the thing is, in CXC, they don't tell you specifically which method you should work. They will give you this, and you need to choose which method. So I'm going to do both, and then you're going to tell me which one is simpler for you, right? Take this down again. All right, I have like 8 minutes remaining, right, before this session cuts off. So I don't think it makes sense for me to start working this and then it cuts off. Right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to end the meeting and then you guys can log on back. Right?
Yeah.
So
Yes, sir.
all right.